Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. The Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen is hoping to inspire audiences all over again, as the Tony-winning musical has been adapted for the big screen. It will be in theaters September 24th, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Ben Platt won a Tony Award for playing Evan Hansen in the original Broadway cast. He returns to the role here, playing a high school kid who suffers from severe mental health issues. His therapist asks him to write letters to himself. One of those Dear Evan Hansen letters gets into the wrong hands when his classmate Connor, played by Colton Ryan, picks it up off the printer. Now Connor is no stranger to his own debilitating depression. After Connor's suicide, his parents, played by Amy Adams and Danny Pino, find Evan's letter thinking that Connor wrote it to Evan as if they were best friends when they really weren't close. Evan can't bring himself to tell his friends and family the truth, which then ends up spiraling into this messy web of lies and hurt. The film also stars Kaitlyn, Amandla, Stenberg, and Julianne Moore. Stephen Chbosky, whose previous films include The Perks of Being a Wallflower and Wonder, directs the film under Stephen Levinson's screenplay. Levinson also won a Tony for writing the Broadway musical. Now, it's not uncommon for Broadway performers to take on their roles in the film versions, as we saw that with Rent, The Producers, and Jersey Boys. And you would think that it's a no-brainer decision, but those are two very different mediums to play a part and convey the story of a musical. Now, it's very obvious from the first couple of musical numbers, which are led by Ben Platt, that the 27-year-old is now much older than the character that he's playing. Now, while that happens all the time in Hollywood, it doesn't always work or mean that we just have a free pass at ignoring that casting decision. Now, Platt can sing the score by Ben Pasek and Justin Fault beautifully. He's got some searing high notes that are gorgeous. The issue is that he originally shaped his performance when he was closer to the age of being a high schooler, and then to play it to the back of a Broadway house. Now it seems as if he's trying to play younger while forgetting that his physical choices and mannerisms that he's making are in turn too big for the camera. His choices really stand out compared to his co-stars like Amandla Stenberg and Kaitlyn, who feel more natural playing high school students. Deaver plays Zoe, Connor's sister, who is wrestling with her feelings toward her brother's death. And Stenberg is another standout like Deaver. She has a smaller role, but one that has her facing her own mental health issues, as she forms a mission project in honor of Connor's passing. The music in Dear Evan Hansen is a catchy score by Pasek and Paul that will stir emotion within you with its anthems of self-acceptance. And while the music is gorgeous to listen to on stage, there's something off about how the songs are then interpreted as inner monologues for the film. Now, don't expect big chorus numbers, as it seems like every number is primarily a solo, as the other characters don't really realize that there's singing going on in the scene. Now, that conceptual choice is then broken in one scene when Evan and Zoe are singing together. There's inconsistencies like that happen all over the place with other storytelling choices. Director Stephen Chbosky attempts to strip Dear Evan Hansen down to make it as realistic as possible for the medium of film. Talking about teen mental health and suicide is heavy and tender material, but you're still somehow asked to just suspend your disbelief because it's a musical. One that happens to revolve around a really big lie and with devastating consequences. It's just easier to do that with a Broadway musical on stage than it is for film. And while the movie may not work, what really matters most, though, is if it will still resonate with its teen audience and their parents, and hopefully initiate that dialogue around mental health that's so important. I'm giving Dear Evan Hansen 2.5 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got some of the movie reviews, as well as my appearances on Twin Cities Live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Dear Evan Hansen. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.